So obviously I tested the Panigale V4 a couple of days ago, and the problem is I have two middleweights on order. I have a Yamaha R9 and I have a 2025 Panigale V2. Both on order. Last year I had a 2024 Panigale V4. I ordered that bike over the winter, came in, we built it over the winter, and it was a lovely bike to ride. The issue is I had the most unlucky ownership experience with a motorcycle of all time. The bike was nothing but reliable. That thing ran like a tank. I took very good care of it. The problem is every time I would go out riding it, it seemed like something would happen. Whether it was I hit something in the road, bent both my wheels. That was one of my worst crashes of all time on a motorcycle, was on the Panigale V4. My issue is I want the new Panigale V4. It's good. It's a very good bike, but I'm a little bit torn up in my head. So we're gonna call my dad real quick and see what he thinks. I'm just curious. Dad.
Hello?
Hey, Dad. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, son?
So I'm at the dealership right now. You know where I'm at right now. You know my old Ducati Panigale V4, right?
Yeah, the one that's wrecked?
Yeah, the one that I wrecked. So, you know they came out with a new one, like they completely redesigned it for this year, 2025. And when I crashed, I obviously, in my head, I was like, I don't want to ride these fast bikes anymore. I remember I was like repeating that to you after my accident. And,
Okay, you can have just as much fun. How many bikes do you have already right now?
3. I have 3 bikes.
Well, that's enough, right? Why you have just as much fun riding on the small bike as you do the other bike.
To a degree. There's just certain things that those bikes can't do that this one does.
Yeah, they can, and they can all kill you too.
Yeah, they can. That's the problem.
The Ducati can just kill you faster and more expensively.
Yeah, so can the H2, but...
So you have a nice bike you like already.
I love all 3 of the bikes I have currently. But again, I mean, it comes back to the fact that not a single one of those bikes can do certain things that this one can. That's the crux of the issue that I'm running into here. I miss the degeneracy of it. It's a problem. It's not good, but...
It's wintertime.
It is.
Why don't you take a cooling off period?
I have been. I haven't.
Wait till summer when you're starting to ride again, or spring. I mean, yeah, this is a bad idea. You know, I know you're buying it for your little YouTube channel.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think I am.
No, people don't watch you because to see you riding the next fancy bike. 99% of the people out there, you already have one fancy bike. They'll never probably own one fancy bike, let alone 2.
Well,
to me, people watch you. They watch your channel for you.
That's not what I would. That's not why I would buy it, though. I'm not buying it for the page. It's not for. I could film videos with a Grom, with a $3,000 125cc.
Would you buy it?
What?
Would you buy it? If you didn't have the YouTube channel, would you buy it?
100%, without a doubt.
And also on the other bike, I think you only do it because you think you're going to get more views.
No, it's not. No, it's not about that at all. I think
Why don't you wait for Ducati to give you one, and then you could stop making free commercials for them?
I wish they would. You would think they would. To me, it's not about any of.
If you're gonna scrape them down the highway.
Yeah, well, we don't talk about that. I don't know. It's just a personal thing to me. Like it's such a. I miss riding it, and I miss dumb things. So I had 2 bikes on order for the spring, right? Like I had like 2 smaller bikes on order, and. I ordered those after my accident, and obviously I was
stuff you don't need. Did you fund your IRA like I told you to?
No.
No, you're just blowing it all instead of. I'm telling you, fund your IRA. 50-year-old you is going to thank 24-year-old you.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but at the same time,
there's other things to spend money on.
Yeah,
instead of,
but here,
throwing it down the highway.
I don't think it's really a matter of money because I already had 2 bikes on order, right? I had the 2 smaller bikes, the 2 middleweights on order. So to me, if I buy the one big bike, I would cancel the other 2. So it cancels out. Like it was money I already had spent.
So wait a minute. You're gonna get the Ducati and cancel the other 2.
Yes.
You're making everybody happy. The salesman happy up and down. Well, I mean, it sounds to me like they ordered 2 bikes for you, right? Did they order?
Oh, this is from different dealers. I ordered one from this dealer, and I ordered another one from another dealer. I'm full within my right to back out. I mean, they weren't supposed to show up till April, so it's like I can back out if I want, but.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave. I'd leave well enough alone if I were you.
You'd leave what?
I'd leave it well enough alone.
Oh.
Just enough. Fund your IRA.
Well,
Save
again,
a
it's
little
it's
bit.
not a
Don't
matter.
overspend it.
It's not a matter of money. Like I said, like I already have the 2 other bikes ordered.
I get it. I get it. You're just money you're spending on those 2 and spending it on this.
So again, like that's what I'm saying. It's not a matter of money. I'd be spending the money anyway on the 2 bikes, on the 2 slower ones. But to me, it's like it's the decision of buying the big bike again and the risks that come with that.
And it's just gonna kill you faster than the other ones.
Well, that's why I'm trying to. That's why I'm battling with my own head. I'm like, I just know it's going to be a problem, but at the same time, I worry that like I can't. At the same time, it's like it's being dishonest to myself if I buy the other bikes because they're not truly what I enjoy about bikes. Basically, those bikes I would basically be buying for content because these aren't true to who I am. And that's the issue.
Nobody's watching you for the bike you ride.
No, not necessarily. That's why I've always said, like, when I buy a motorcycle, I buy it for myself. I don't really buy it for content. It's not really how I operate. You know how much I've loved these things. I've been doing it since high school.
Well, had you taken care of that first bike, you wouldn't have to be in this situation.
You know, it wasn't my fault, and you know that.
I don't know. Maybe if you didn't have that goddamn eye makeup in your eyes, you would have seen whatever the fuck you hit.
I don't even know if I was wearing it that night. I gotta look back. Oh, it was that night. I remember Mom came in the hospital and immediately wiped it off my face. It was one of the first things she did.
I don't remember seeing it on there, probably so you wouldn't give me another heart attack.
All right. Thank you, Dad. I appreciate you trying to talk some sense into me.
Well, I thought you were calling me from Maybelline store, not the Ducati store, so.
What's that?
What's that?
What's that?
Cosmetics.
Oh. Ha 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 ha. Funny guy. Funny dad.
You should call me from Ducati store.
Well, just wait until Ducati starts selling makeup.
Fund your IRA and then buy a bike later.
I can do both.
This is the second year now. You're gonna not fund your IRA. You're missing out on gains, boy.
All right, Dad. All right, old man. All right.
Well, if you want to, I'm telling you, I'm trying to talk sense into 50-year-old you.
Yeah. All right.
Of course, I've lived a safe, boring life.
All right. I love you, Dad.
I love you, son. Be good.
I will.
All right. Let me know what you do. Bye.
Bye. I think that went surprisingly well, all things considered. I think he was really cool with it, and he said he gave me the total go-ahead, right? So, yeah, V4 coming to a casket near me. I don't know. We called the dad. Let's try calling my mom next. A little bit curious to see what my mom has to say.
Hello?
Hey, Mama.
Hi.
How you doing?
I thought you were going to be here.
Oh, I will be in a little bit. Do you want to guess where I'm at right now? I'm at the motorcycle dealer.
Oh, why are you there?
Well, you remember the bike I crashed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yesterday I test rode the new version of the bike that I got into the accident 2 months ago on. And it's surprisingly really good. And I'm having a little bit of conflict in my mind. So after the accident, I ordered 2 new motorcycles. They're like middleweights. They're like only 120 horsepower, which is still a lot. They're much slower than...
Jacob, listen. This is a dangerous enough thing. Don't get another bike like you had. Like, why? For what? The power? For what?
A little bit of the power. Mainly the power.
Yeah, you like riding with your friends. It's like, isn't that the priority? You know, I mean, just to have a good time. I mean, like, you crashed the other one. Why would you want to go through that again? You know, that's maybe, I don't know. That's
a really good point, honestly, that you just made. I didn't think about that. I have said that in the past, like riding with friends is probably the most amount of joy that you get from riding. So that's fair. I'm not going to deny that.
I don't even like, to be honest with you, that, you know.
What do you mean?
It's a dangerous hobby for sure.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean,
I know there's no world in which I could convince you that, like, oh, the super fast bike, like, this is the right one to make, but, like, this is the right decision to make. But I just, like, I'm trying to slow myself down, yes, but at the same time, I made the mistake of riding this bike, and now I'm like, I have to have it, and this is a problem.
I mean, all right. Let's talk about self-control then, because, you know, you don't...
You know I'm not good with that.
Okay, then this will be a practice in it, right? There's...
Potentially. I don't know. I just feel like I made a mistake by writing it. I'm like, now I can't get it out of my head. I'm like, it's kind of seems inevitable.
Come on over. Get it out of your head. I'll get it out of your head. Come on over.
Knock me out?
No. Go watch a movie or something. Like, get it out of your head.
That would be nice. I don't know. I wish I could show it to you. But I don't know. That probably wouldn't. That wouldn't make it. I don't know.
Like if I saw it, like, oh yeah, then I'll make it.
I don't know. I wish you could like see it from my perspective and see what I see.
What do you think your dad would say?
I called Dad before calling you.
What did he say?
He said to fund my IRA. He called me stupid for spending money on bikes in general, but
That's right.
I'm not saying he's wrong. I like the point that you made about, like, one of my favorite things to do is to ride my motorcycles with friends. It's a really good point, and I really
That's
don't.
when you seem the most happy, and you can do,
Yeah.
you know, there's things you can go and see and do, you know, I mean, like, for what? Money to spend on something like that right now, even maybe if, I don't know, Jacob, I just...
You're not wrong. You have that's a really good counterpoint, Mom. Well, thank you. You're giving me something to think about here. You actually did a surprisingly good job at convincing me otherwise, so thank you. You gave me a good point to think about here.
You know, I mean, I think by you even calling us, you know that you're not 100% sure. So it's just walk away. You know, one of the mature things you can do when you have, you know, when you're not sure about something is to take some time and think. So,
yeah,
you know, just walk away from it for a little bit. All right, I'm making your dad dinner, so I'm going to go.
Thank you, Mom. I love you. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye. That was a good point. Here's really what it's going to come down to. So the reason I'm having such a hard time with this is because of those negative memories I had with my old one. What Ducati made here is essentially a perfect motorcycle. It has an insane amount of horsepower that's insanely controllable. And so it's making me think that if I buy this, I'm going to be sensible on it. But I know myself well enough to know that's not going to be true. I know how I ride, I know how I am, and what's going to end up happening is if I buy one of these bikes, I'm either going to end up dead or in jail. Those are the only two possibilities I can see going forward by buying one of these. I got lucky on my old one. I walked away from it. I limped away from it, but regardless, it feels like a life-altering decision. And if I buy it, then that's life, or lack thereof. So I don't know. Or I could just continue on the path that I had designed for myself after the crash with the two middleweights. I have the V2 and the R9. Those are much more sensible motorcycles. That's two motorcycles for the price of one. But are those bikes going to come close to the spirit and the character of this bike? Am I going to enjoy those bikes as much as this one? I don't know. This is why I try to warn people, man. Don't buy a 1000. Don't ride one, because as soon as you do, you can't go back. You can make that out to be a good thing or a bad thing. You'd be like, yeah, it's one of the greatest things in your life, but once you experience that novelty, there's no going back. I'm also not taking fully into consideration how this would make my partner feel. I started dating someone really freaking cool, and they've made me some of the happiest I've been in my life, and to be honest with you, a very long time. I feel like all this talk of me talking about the V4 and how potentially harmful it could be to my own life, I feel like it's not only disrespectful to them, but it's not taking into consideration their feelings about this matter whatsoever. I haven't really talked to them about it, and to be honest with you, motorcycles aren't their thing, so I don't know if they quite understand how powerful and how dangerous these bikes really can be. It's just something to consider when getting into motorcycles. You likely have people that care about you, and this is a really dangerous hobby. And with me, unfortunately, I know myself well enough. I don't have a lot of self-control when I'm on a motorcycle. It helps me to be on a motorcycle that is low in power, but still has a really high skill ceiling, so I can still enjoy it, but not so much power that I'm going to end up in trouble, get into a scenario where I can't control the bike and something bad happens. So I may just end up having to wait for a V2. Because I don't know. This is driving me crazy. These bikes, it's not often in my life I ride a motorcycle so good that it makes me have an existential crisis like this and takes up so much of my thought and so much of my time. But that's just what the new V4 is. I don't buy bikes for content, so we're gonna have to sit on this for a little bit. As much as I wanna just be like, F it, we're gonna make some cool videos with the V4. I don't buy motorcycles for content. That's just not how I operate. I buy bikes for me first and foremost. And if people enjoy seeing me ride those bikes, then more power to it. But I'm not asking for viewer opinions on if I should buy this or not, because I know you guys, there's going to be two types of people. There's going to be one type of person that wants to see this bike being used in a realistic setting, and they want to see how it is. They want to see the dream being lived, but at the same time, I have to take into consideration my own safety, my own health, and the people around me that care about me. And so these are just things I have to think about. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys stick around for the next one, because God, we really never know what's happening on this page anymore, do we? Bye-bye.